So I'm here with Artem Lobov, who's taking on Andre Fili at UFC Fight Night Gdansk. So first of all, when this fight was put forward to you, what was your initial thought?
It's been a fight that was coming along for a long time. Obviously, we had a little run in the Ultimate Fighter. He was one of the coaches, and I was on the opposing team. I tried to fight him, straight after the show, but I guess he wasn't interested. But I knew sooner or later, that fight was going to happen, and sure enough, here we are.
Did you get any specific word as to why you didn't take the fight back then?
Yeah, I think at the time you were saying because I didn't win the Ultimate Fighter, he wasn't really interested. But the tables have turned now, I guess, and definitely I'm a bigger name than he is in the UFC.
All right, so obviously with his looking at his fights, he's coming off a losing, he's not been consistent in his wins at the moment. So have you looked at that as that added anything to your game for this fight?
Not at all. That just shows to me what I already know. If you're put in a competitive environment, losses will happen. Look at Jeremy Stevens, another guy. He is a top 10 featherweight in the world. He's 13-13 in the UFC. These things happen, you can always see the same in football or anywhere. If you look at the league, even the champions have losses, because that's what happens in a competitive environment, and what kills it for everybody, and that's why I'm so against it, is the record padding, because they give the public the wrong view of the sport. They think that you're meant to just beat everybody and go through everyone, and that's the way it is if you're a good fighter, which is not the case. If you operate in a competitive environment, losses will happen. There is proof for that.
And what do you think of him as an opponent, just in general?
He's well tested, well seasoned. He comes from a very, very good team Alpha Male. So he knows how to fight, and he's not afraid to fight. So I love the matchup.
And obviously you're coming off a 5-round fight with Cub Swanson. So what have you taken away from that fight? Because that was obviously a huge step up for yourself. And what are you going to do to bring it into this fight?
From that fight, I've taken that I'm getting close to that level, but I'm not just there yet. A lot more work needs to be done, which I have been doing, and I will continue doing until I am there.
And obviously, you was heavily involved in Conor's preparations for the Mayweather fight. So, is obviously helping him prepare for that. Have you taken anything from that to obviously prepare you for your fight?
Absolutely. As an MMA fighter, it's hard to find the time to concentrate on just one discipline. You always have to go between wrestling, grappling, striking, kickboxing, boxing. So it's very, very hard to actually improve in one discipline. So it was great for me to just take the time and concentrate on my hands only. And I have seen great benefits from that, from building the stamina in your hands, being able to throw that many shots, and from sharpness of my shots, and everything in between. It's been a great camp, and I'm definitely excited to showcase that in this fight.
And how do you think your stars are going to match up come Saturday?
Well, I don't know what he's going to do, but I can tell you for sure, as always, I'll press forward, I will not be taking no steps back, and I'll give the fans a great show, as I always have. Russian Hammer is a brand that represents great fights, and it will continue to be so for the rest of my life.
And obviously you're both coming off losses, because I did mention before with him as well, but you are as well. So how important is a win for you at this point in your career?
It doesn't matter what you're coming off. A win is always important for many, many reasons. Of course, the most obvious one is financial, advantage of getting a win. You get paid double if you win. And then where your career takes you, your contract goes up, your profile goes up. So of course, every fight is important. This is the biggest stage, the UFC. You gotta win. At the end of the day, as much as this is a competition, this is a sport, and in sport you have to win.
And how do you see yourself getting the win on Saturday?
I haven't been very good with predictions, to be honest with you. So one thing I will tell you, I will bring it, as I always have, and it's going to be a great fight. No one will be disappointed. My fight alone is worth that ticket price.